So whenever we talk about long-term trends, we would like to look, you don't zoom in your chart like this and you look at May to January. You're talking about long-term, so you want to see at least 2 years of price action. And that's what I'm seeing over here. It's a 2 years of price action. This is Ethereum against Bitcoin. And basically it tells you how much Ethereum is worth in Bitcoins. So you have to pay right now 0.09 Bitcoin to get 1 Ethereum. So it's basically a ratio. So let's talk about long-term trends. If you talk about long-term trends, you want to see 2 years, as I have it over here. And you see that the beginning, 2 years ago, the price was somewhere in this range, and now it's in this range. So it's higher than it was 2 years ago. So now you know the price is pretty bullish. And you try to spot that trend. What do you need? If the price is bullish, you need 2 low points. You need to look at the low points. So I found one low point over here. I found another low point over there. And maybe another over here. Usually you need 2 points to determine the trend, and the third one is usually to confirm it. So I found 1, 2, and the third one to confirm it. And what happened? Just look at this. Price, you don't know that, and I don't have anything to prove it to you, but I have actually determined this trend way before it hit the fourth time, the trend line, bounced off the trend line the fourth time. So I got pretty lucky, or maybe I have some skills, I don't know, you call it. So anyways, you've noticed that after this third bounce, the price started going up, and then it reversed, started going down, and it touched my trend line. And this was my entry point. I knew it's gonna touch it. I just didn't know which direction it's gonna go. So what I'm looking here, I'm looking for the candle, for entire candle to close below that trend line. If it does close below the trend line, it means that's gonna be a trend reversal. But it didn't, it bounced off. So I executed the buy order over here. And as you see, I made decent profit to that point. You can say I got lucky or whatever, but let's talk about midterm trend or like a bearish trends. So for example, you see the price going down from this point to this point, the price was going down, right? So you try to spot like a bearish trend line. You couldn't really see it over here, maybe here a little bit, but to spot the bearish trend line, you have to look at the top, the highs of the price action. And that's what I spot over here. When you zoom in, you can see it bounce off over here, maybe here a little bit too. Again here, for my confirmation, the third time over there, we had one day that actually it broke above for some time, but it didn't close above. It didn't close above, which is a good sign. It didn't close above, it got pulled back down. And as you see, and back over here. So anyways, what I'm trying to tell you guys is whenever you have something bullish, you have to look at the bottoms. Whenever you have something bearish, you look at the tops. Whenever it breaks that line and it closes above or below that line, whatever it is, this could indicate the trend reversal. As it did over here, it closed this red candle or this even green candle closed above that, right? So if you're doing some swing trades or you're looking for the opportunities or you like TA or you base your actions on of a TA, you would purchase it over here and still get a pretty nice return, which would be a double to that point. So as you see, I also had tried to determine the short-term trend, and maybe if it's a short-term, let's not look at the daily chart, let's look at the hourly chart. Let me load it. Let it load it. Okay. So what I have over here is I see the price bounce off that point, and that point, so 2 points. I draw my basic trend. Maybe I can spot another short-term trend over here. As you see, if you draw a line, it would be a nice trend too. But however, as you see, it went back third time to confirm my trend, bounce back up. And now what I'm waiting for is for this price. As you see, it's kind of consolidating, it's not growing. I'm hoping that it's gonna touch back up this line, this is my trend line, and bounce back up. That's what I'm hoping for. If it's gonna close below that line, I'll probably sell my position, a portion of my position. And that's what I would recommend you to do too. Anyways, we have also channels. Channels are very important. So channels are basically when you determine the trend, you can, and you just copy that line and paste it over here, you can see that price action is moving in some kind of channels. And you can distinguish long-term, mid-term, or short-term channels as I did over here in this picture, just to illustrate you. And you can play, you can base your decision off of those channels. So for example, as you see, it touched over here. Maybe this wouldn't be the best idea, but like it touched over here, right? You purchase you open your long-term position, and now you're hoping that this price action will go back up to the upper limit of this channel. Upper limit of this channel, and you would sell your position. That's what I'm hoping for. This would be a great trade, guys. Look, 0.02 to like, I don't know, sometime in the future 0.4 maybe, or maybe if it takes longer time, maybe 0.7. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. But as soon as it touches this line, if I extend it, I'll probably try to sell my position. Anyways, those are the trends and channels. They are very important. But let's talk about support and resistance. Support and resistance are very important things too if you do some kind of trading or you try to determine your targets. So here I have NIO, and I have determined different supports and resistance. So when we talk about support, we try to find a level that the price cannot break below it and close below it. And as you see, I have found that level. Here, the price couldn't close below it, couldn't close below it again, and couldn't close below it again. It's not perfect, but it's in this range. It's in range of 200,000 or 200,000 Satoshi. And, it's always like plus minus 5% of that. It's never perfectly, but you can see that there is a great support at about that level. And again, the price may go up, may reach some level, like here, but didn't break it. So this will be our new resistance. Resistance is the level that price cannot go above that. And you see price action over here. Consolidated a little bit, start going back up again, and it broke that level, reached a new all-time high over here, and start falling down, fall over here. And this resistance was acting again. Price couldn't break it over here. Price couldn't break that level over here, and over here again. So you can see that this is a very important resistance for NIO over the past year or so, or 6 months. As you see, the price went back down, bounced off the support, went up, and it closed above. Finally, it closed above that resistance. But what happened over here, this resistance became new support. As you can see, this candle couldn't break below. It couldn't break below over here this day as well. Start growing back up, and I find new resistance from previous highs, as you can see over here, this day and that day. Went back up, consolidated a little bit for 2 days, and finally broke above it. And it went back up to the previous all-time highs. Found the resistance, bounced off of it, went back down. What I'm hoping for is that this price will consolidate, or maybe it will correct up to that level, and finally find the support on this level of 0.008, so I can entry and maybe do a swing trade from 0.008 to like 0.013. That's my idea.